if we're talking statistically, he's still not number one pick for MVP. And this is why.
Well, if it was, it would be James Harden.
This is why the whole MVP race is really difficult to gauge, is because, well, what are the criteria that makes a player an MVP? Welcome back to the MVP podcast. My name is Bman and I'm here with Sosa with the sauce, Sacramento Kings fan. What are you saying?
I'm good, sir. How are you, sir? You're right, sir.
I didn't need that energy. I didn't need that energy. Oh my God.
I was waiting for this moment until the camera turned on just to say that.
Oh my God.
I held it in all the time.
That's messed up. That's messed up. Anyway, guys, welcome back to the MVP channel, and we're going to talk basketball.
We're going to talk basketball today.
We're going to talk basketball today. So if you are a basketball person, as a matter of fact, there's a guy at work. He works with the kids and stuff. He came up to me and he goes, I didn't know you needed load management. I was like, wait, what? And then I clocked what he meant. And he had watched the episode on load management, which people you should check out, man. That was a good episode. Come, let's talk basketball now. Okay. A lot of things have happened, but it hasn't really been like this. The games have just been coming steadily, and the people that usually perform well are now lasting the distance, and the ones that started hot kind of cooled down a little bit.
Yes.
And the other players that started really slow are starting to pick up again. This is the part of the season where the real gets separated from the fake, basically.
Yeah,
that's
you start seeing the level of competition start to, I won't say go up, but you start seeing who's actually in it for the actual room.
Exactly.
Or who's just
or in some cases like the Lakers, where they just have a really easy schedule right now and just going to keep getting harder. So I think the Lakers are the only team that is for me really hard to gauge.
Do you want to touch on the Lakers first?
I would like to touch on the Lakers first, yes. Are they real contenders? Or are they the favourites to win the title this year?
They're like on a 10-game winning streak right now.
Okay.
Like, everyone talks about strength of schedule. These guys had easy games, but let's be real. Like, not all of them have been easy. Like, granted, they didn't do as well against the Clippers in the first game of the season, but you let them go with that because that's their first time really playing a competitive game.
Mm-hmm.
But this, like, so far, they've been on an absolute tear. And it's not just a case of individually, because individually, LeBron and AD have been doing great.
Unbelievable.
But they are a unit. Like, the whole team's a unit. Like, I think they rank like top 5 in defense.
Yeah, but you didn't answer my question. Are they favourites?
I mean,
postseason's another question.
I think they would be. I'd class them as
favourites right now.
Yeah.
Like, in the form that they're in, no doubt they're a favourite.
Yeah.
Whether this will translate into playoff wins, I don't know.
Because, well, first off, I'm hoping that the team's healthy for the playoffs, because we know what like a precious Fabergé egg that AD is. Like, one crack and that could be it.
Yeah.
So hopefully he's healthy. But as far as, I don't see anyone coming close to them, like regular season wise. Playoffs is another story, but regular season they would be a favourite. If you were at the bookmakers, they would be like,
yeah, they're the favourites. Like, for a person that's not watched basketball,
you
consider them to be favourites.
Okay. I just wanted to apologize to the people that are watching. I can hear a lot of noise in the background. If you hear down the video, it's just the fact that the DJ room is booked. It's got a couple of rooms down. So if you hear a bit of like in the background, that it's just that. So just bear with us with that.
You've watched Laker games, man.
I've watched way too many Lakers games, and they genuinely look good. I think everything that they're doing will translate into the playoffs. Only because defensively they're that sound and they are a big team. And usually it's the teams that are just running and gunning during the regular seasons that get caught out in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But at the same time, what you have to remember is there's a lot of playoff experience on that team. Between Rajon Rondo and LeBron James, it's ridiculous the amount of playoff experience they've got. And I think LeBron, yeah, exactly. Even Dwight Howard's been to the finals before. Like, these guys know. JaVale's got champs, so they know what it takes to compete in the playoffs. So I think people need to cool it down on the whole. Yeah, well, we don't know how they're gonna work in the playoffs. And that team is going to work in the playoffs. Just LeBron on his own will work in the playoffs. The argument really is: are they going to beat some of these other teams? Now, Utah Jazz is one of those problems. They are the best team defensively. Are they going to be able to get past that team? That team is stacked. And they've got size. So, and they've got shooting. They've got a point guard in Mike Conley that's going to just keep getting better and better. Donovan Mitchell is a star that has arrived. And Rudy Gobert, again, is a contender for Defensive Player of the Year.
I think with this year, whilst Rondo was out, LeBron was playing point guard, and he was listed as point guard if you ever go on to any Basketball Reference. The fact that he's now because before he was saying, I'm not really a point guard, I'm just I'm just a small forward that has the ball often. But having him listed as point guard and then allowing more forwards to get into the lineup just means that it creates mismatch nightmares, and that in playoffs would be so valuable to me.
And that could literally put them over the edge.
Yeah. I think another point to make is that way too many way too many people are sleeping on the Clippers. How dare anyone in our group chat, on the MVP podcast group chat on WhatsApp, dude, Wheezy, dude, what the hell are you talking about, bro? This Clippers team is arguably the second most stacked team I've ever witnessed in my life. And that includes the Miami Heat team of LeBron, of the big three. This includes the Golden State Warriors. This includes, this team is so well-rounded. It's so strong defensively. If I'm going to be any type of coach, I would be a defensive coach, because defense wins you rings, period. But then when you have people that can just get you buckets, Paul George can hit you for 30, 40 easily. Kawhi Leonard can hit you for anything between 25 and 35 easily. And everyone else chips in. But I'm telling you, they are going to keep teams to season lows when the playoff comes around.
Always been talking about, there's new records setting, the speed of the game, how many points per game these teams are getting. These two LA teams have just flipped the script.
Exactly.
And they've now put an emphasis to say, okay, we're going to try and get stops first, because that's the reality of basketball. You need to get stops. Once you get stops, then you get buckets. Because it's one thing just going end to end, scoring, but then the game will never end because it'll just constantly go into overtime. You need stops in order to win games.
You do. Now, okay, let's move on to the next question that I had. And it's been surfacing a lot, and it bugs me slightly. And honestly, I wish that Tarek was on this episode with us. And that is Luka Doncic a top 3 MVP candidate already this year? Yes or no?
I think the real question is, if he continues like this, will he be the MVP?
My answer would still be no.
I think my answer would be yes.
Okay. Based on what? Based on what? What needs to happen in order for him to be an MVP?
I think at this moment now, the only thing that's holding him back is his team's record.
Correct.
Because the team's record was 7-4, 7-3,
something along those lines.
I think at this moment in time it's 7-3. That puts him fifth.
I think it's a bit more than that. They've played a good 12, 13.
Is it 12 again? Actually, it might be 7-4. That puts him around fifth, which is fair. Where did Westbrook end up with his? He was the seventh, eighth seed. Yeah. I don't think that's ever going to happen again, because he got a flipping triple double. Yeah. I think with Luka, unless he kicks into overdrive and starts averaging more, then he'd get it. But as long as his team perform well and he consistently delivers on his current performances, he's no doubt in my mind he's top 3. There's no doubt in my mind he's top 3
before I even say anything about Luka Doncic, let's just put it out there that this brother's averaging 30, 10 and 9. Okay, so
you can round it to 10, it's
no, don't. Oh, is it 9.9?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's basically averaging a triple double for the season, and he is, as it stands, he's looking like an all-star favorite right now. The question was, is he a top 3 MVP candidate? And my answer to that is no. And for me,
explain that to me.
It's a resounding no. For one, I echo Westbrook's comments, which is, do not sleep on greatness. Right? Do not sleep on greatness. And as it stands, Giannis is a front runner, followed closely by James Harden, followed very closely by LeBron James. Those are my top 3. And I'll tell you why each and every single one of them are, and why they might not even win it. What's stopping Giannis from winning it, honestly, is just he's doing the same things that he was doing last year, which is still otherworldly. Yeah. But voters' fatigue can kick in really, really quickly when you see it too consistently. When you see Giannis dominating so consistently, it's really
to be
easy
expected.
to sit back. Yeah, it's like easy to sit back and say, yeah, well, it's kind of like when D Rose won the MVP. When in reality, LeBron James was still the best player in the league. He was the MVP of the league, the MVP of his team, but D Rose still took it. That's one. James Harden is damn near averaging 40 points per game. He's still assisting the same that he is. He's still rebounding the same that he is.
He's got James. He's got Russell.
But Russell Westbrook has been. That's a different conversation. I'm gonna diverge way too much.
Okay, we'll.
And LeBron James, his record speaks for itself. And I think people are starting to realize again now. It's like, yo, LeBron James. Oh my God, look what he did. Oh my God, look at this dunk. He dunked over 2 people. LeBron's been about that life. But the reason why people are saying it now is because he had that whole year out last year where they forgot how great he was. These three have been doing it for so long. It even bugs me that people are saying that Luka Doncic is better than Russell Westbrook.
How about this year? Of those three, now, if you add Luka to that, Luka is in that list of 4.
Yeah.
He's second in scoring.
Yeah.
He's second in assists.
Yeah.
He's second in rebounds.
Yeah.
He's second in field goal percentage and effective field goals. And this guy's been playing the least minutes out of all of them.
Okay. But if we're just talking about stats, I still think that Giannis has better stats than him.
No doubt. Giannis is scoring what 30 and
18,
13 and
well, not 18, sorry.
13 and 14.
Yeah, something along those lines.
30 and 14. James Harden's averaging like 37. Luka's averaging like 31, so he's not far off from what Giannis is. The fact that he's second in scoring out of those 4, and then he's second in assists behind LeBron, and then he's second in rebounding behind Giannis. Like, granted, he's not showing as being, the top guy in a specific category. Yeah. The fact that he's high up in all of those categories, showing his all-round game.
Statistically,
yeah. But even when you look at the game, dude, did you watch the game against the Suns the other night?
Yeah.
Bro, I don't know who it was. Who was it now? Baines. I felt bad for Baines, man. I felt bad for him, man. Like, as soon as there was a pick, he got switched onto him. This guy was cooking, bruv. Like, he was just taking him to the lane.
I think we are going to have like a proper Luka Doncic episode at some point. Right, so I don't want to delve into too much about the games and stuff like that. If we're talking statistically, he's still not number 1 pick for MVP, and this is why.
Well, if it was, it would be James Harden.
This is why the whole MVP race is really difficult to gauge, is because what are the criteria that makes a player an MVP? And we spoke about this on a podcast last year.
Yeah.
I said, the best thing that they could do really is split the MVP category, not into separate awards, but into separate categories where you vote who's the best in each and every single one of them. So, for example, who's the best player on his team? Kind of like who's the MVP of his own team, and then they get certain votes. And I'm kind of paraphrasing. It's not exactly what I wanted, but who was the best statistically? Who was the best all round? Like, putting it in separate categories, and all the fans but the pundits can vote.
Yeah,
and whoever comes out with the highest average score is the MVP.
Yeah,
because you have your Russell Westbrook season where you're like, okay, well, this guy's averaging triple-double now. That has to be considered an MVP season, when in reality, James Harden was arguably better.
You got guys like James Harden, LeBron James that have missed out on MVPs.
Yeah, they've been done the worst. Generally, they've been done the worst in this MVP race.
But I mean, it's all about storylines.
Yeah.
So it's a case of right now, one of the best storylines in the NBA is the fact that Luka Doncic just turned this lottery team. Obviously, he didn't do it individually, but
he has individually changed the entire team.
He's turned them around.
Yeah.
And they've gone from being like bottom 5 to now top 5 in the West, which is ridiculous. And obviously LeBron James has kind of done that, but with the assist of Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
To me, like, it's disrespectful to say he's the MVP right now, because there is too much of the league left to go, and plus, you're right. It's a case of there's guys like James Harden that are smashing it. There's guys like LeBron James that are smashing it, especially with the effect that they're doing. But you cannot say that this guy's not in that conversation.
Oh, he should be. But that's why we're having this conversation. Is the fact that he is in the discussion.
If I'm making the MVP list like right now, I think it would be at this moment in time probably LeBron, because LeBron, the fact that his team are what's their record? Their
17-2.
17-2.
They've been on a 10-game winning streak.
Oh yeah, they've been on a 10. Yeah, I said that in the beginning. Nah. Yeah, 70. Bro, that guy, and he's leading the league in assists, playing point. Like, this should have been LeBron James for like the past like 5 years now. Like, he should have been playing point guard. The fact that Kyrie was
kind of has been, but that's again another conversation.
It's another conversation.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, we're gonna stop it there because I think we've reached our time limit. So people, like we said at the start, man, honestly, we absolutely appreciate. Please like, subscribe, share with anyone. One of my people at work said, "Oh, my mom subscribed to it as well," which is amazing.
That's nice.
That's the kind of energy that I need. But we're gonna be back again soon. So peace.
Peace.